Can I get a hello? It's I, your favorite Mexican guy. First and foremost, thank you very much to tuning into the YouTube channel every single week. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button right there on the bottom. Let's get right into this episode. Last that we left off together, I'm in Orange County, baby. I'm no longer in the IE, I'm in Orange County. And at this point in my life, I am now separated, single man, thinking I'm the shit, hanging out with these fellas on the corners, drinking all night long, smoking weed all night long while I'm hanging out with my boy OCL, doing methamphetamines on a daily and weekly basis, and thinking that it is the best thing on earth, man. At least at the time I thought I was having a really good time. And as I stated in the last episode, I was then in a apartment where I believe I had died, and nobody checked on me, nobody cared, nobody asked me anything. Drank a couple of 40s, as I stated. I drove home, and this is where the story's gonna get really interesting. And it might get a little emotional, and that's okay. That's what this is for. It's a therapy for everybody. It's a story for everybody to listen to, right? As I walk into this door after the day that I die from meth, I only expected to see my aunt there pissed off at me because I hadn't been home for like 4 or 5 days. I would disappear on my meth binges and my drinking binges. And I only expected her and maybe my cousin to be there talking shit because they're worried, you know? Well, that wasn't the only person that was there. Prior to all this, I had met a nice little female friend. And she was a young lady, younger than I am. Even though I would disappear, she would still come around, call, try to be a part of my life, even though I was out there being a fuckboy, you know? That person that I'm talking about, years later became my wife, but we have to get to that story later. That's the sweet part of the story. I gotta give you the dirty part of it first. So as I walk into this house, this girl by the name of Heather, which is my wife today, is standing there with my aunt. I mean, how embarrassing, you know? This person that you want to think the world of you, and you being older than them, they should be looking up to you. Damn, the first impression I give you is, yo, dog, you're dealing with a fucking drunk crackhead. For whatever fucking reason, she told me right then and there, man, here's your ultimatum, bro. I don't know what you're going through, but I'm willing to go with it through you. I'm willing to help you. And her and my aunt gave me that ultimatum, and I would like to say that was the last time that I did meth. I would like to say that, but it's not. Shortly after that, you know, I did obviously stop. I got my life together. I stopped doing that meth shit, and things just continued to get worse. I just would hang out, drink on the corner for the majority of the day and night after I was done doing my job and whatnot, wasting my time. Shit's still going downhill. At some point, I ended up going to this girl's home, which obviously is her mom and dad's house, with her 2 sisters live there, and kind of just stayed, and I never really left. And as ironic as that sounds, I need to get this really into play so you guys thoroughly understand what I'm saying here. I lived in the back of my Nino and Nina's home in the garage. For whatever reason, I wanted to escape them, thinking I would escape my problems, that I would escape the drugs, the alcohol, and maybe in some way, shape, or form, the people that I loved, that were my family, maybe were not able to help me in the manner that I needed help. Maybe they didn't know how to help me. And with that being said, I left. My choice to leave that situation, thinking that I was going to, in some way, shape, or form, better my situation if I left. I was in for a rude awakening because, again, I had structure there, and I was probably leaving hopefully so that I could be more free, hoping that I could get in more trouble, do what I wanted. Nobody was there to see what I was really doing, and I can honestly be more of a fuck up without anybody really having to see it, you know? No one would hold me accountable. I'm living with some girl now and their family, and no one's gonna hold me accountable. So think about that, man. Moving in with your girlfriend's mom and dad, I was a piece of shit, bro. I was a meth addict, a drunk. Her mother hated me, and I would have hated me too. But for some weird reason, because she loved her daughter so much and wanted her daughter to be so happy, for some reason that woman and that man, which are my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, they allowed me to stay before they ever knew what I would become. It's hard for me to sit there and say that to you guys because these are 5 individuals that have never ever met me in my life. They owed me nothing. They weren't even my family. They were nothing to me. I was nothing to them. Just out of pure love for her daughter and their daughter, they let me stay in their home, man. People that owed me nothing gave me a chance when nobody wanted to give me a chance in the world, man. Everybody counted me out. Everybody marked me for dead, probably, or in jail. I guarantee everybody marked me as being unsuccessful. I had nobody that had any positive things to say to me because I was doing nothing positive in my life. And these random strangers tried to, in some way, shape, or form, instill into my brain that, you know what, there's a brighter day, there's a brighter future. These strangers, and I mean this genuinely. Heather saved my life and the Weethy family saved my life, man. I give them a lot of credit that they don't get, but they 1000% deserve. If anybody that knows me and really knows the story that I have been through and know who the Weethys are, I owe you guys the world, man. And I am getting emotional on camera. That's cool because that's what love is, man. And that's what, it's crazy, man, that strangers loved me when, that's a trip, man. That's love. And I need to tell them and let them know how grateful that it is that I am for them. And I would not be in the position that I am in today without you, Heather, and the Weethy family, and of course a lot of other people that were there to support me. We moved out of moms and pops, and I want to say that I wish that things got better, but they didn't. They got extremely worse. My alcoholism spiked up higher. I mean, to the point that this poor woman couldn't even fucking hold a regular 9-to-5 job because she was too worried about me being passed out or dead or house burning down or there'd be times she'd come home and I'd be passed out, lying out on the floor, the door was wide open. Somebody could have walked in, robbed us of all of our shit, killed me. They could have left and no one would have known what had happened to me. These are situations that happened numerous times. I would say the only reason that we survived all of these things is because of Heather. She was the glue that kept things together. Yeah, I might have went to work every day, but it was because of her that all the things that I did still have were in place because of her. We had our own spots, man, and again, as my alcoholism progressively just got worse and worse, things that we were supposed to have, we didn't have. At some point, we ended up losing everything. I ended up having to sleep with my significant other on my friends' floors, man. This girl grinded it out with me even when I had nothing, man. I lost everything for us. And this woman still loved me and cared about me and always encouraged me and told me that I would always become something. I don't think that I would have been able to have followed in suit like you did, Heather. I don't think in any way, shape, or form I would have had the balls or strength that you had to keep going on with me. That's gangster. That's some love right there, and I thank you for that, man, never giving up on me. So at the end of it, man, we ended up living in a fucking garage, man, in the back of someone's house again. Didn't even have a stove to cook in, man. Barely had a toilet and a shower, and that was an upgrade, man, from having to sleep on somebody's floor in their living room. Things did have some good parts in there. You know, because of her, there were some nice things we got to do, traveling and stuff of that nature. But if I had to put that all into a bowl, swish it all around, I would probably say there was more negative in that life that she was living with me than there was any positive. This woman dealt with years of negativity, alcoholism, drugs, empty promises, being let down constantly. Yeah, I did that, man, and I'm sorry every day. You know what? I can only move forward. As human beings, we make mistakes. We got a little bit of some bright light finally towards the end. I'm gonna get into some positivity now. We ended up moving into a really cool spot with some friends. Gorgeous luxury apartment, man. Had the best in the West out in that place, man. So now, life's still not great, but it's getting a little bit better. She's always uplifted me. And at this point now, I have a job, and I'm doing pretty darn good. I work for a medical company and going to school while I'm an alcoholic, by the way. Living in this luxurious apartment, things are looking at the up and up. And again, prior to this, you're talking about just devastating, just negative, just bad stuff. So I'm starting to come up now, man, and things are starting to look okay, man. I go to school, I get myself a degree, highest honors on top of that, man. Again, I need that to be fucking stated. I was a drunk, still alcoholic, and I still pulled it off. I graduate, man. I get my degree. My dad gets to be there at my graduation. My boss, my mentors, some friends, my family. People that helped push me through this transition, man. I got a degree, man. I couldn't even fucking do good in regular school, man, but I graduated with highest honors and did the damn thing, man. Shortly after, got a great job. And as soon as I get that job, man, my dad passed away. That's gonna be a whole different segment. But my dad passed away, and if you have never lost a parent before, then you don't know what it's like to go through that type of pain. So, as I stated, I graduated, got a great degree, my dad passes away. So all that uphill just went boom. I'm devastated. I am drinking more than I've ever drinking in my life. To the point that I'm drinking vodka and hiding it inside of my Gatorade bottles, and that's like type of my normal day now. I'm on vodka on a daily basis and Gatorade, and hiding it behind everybody's back, and they didn't even know. My own wife didn't even know. And then one day, man, I got tired of being in that bathroom throwing up, and I remember this day very, very, very clearly. Actually, let's hit the rewind button. The night prior, we went out to a bar called Heads and Tails, and man, we turned up. I mean, I drank so much alcohol that I turned over to my wife that night and I said, this is the last day I'm drinking. I'm gonna go start smoking marijuana. My dad passed away from alcohol. Why am I still doing this shit? Why am I still going down the same road that I've been going down for 30 fucking plus years that's getting me nowhere? And at that point, it's already taken my dad's life now. Alcoholism is something that takes a lot of people's lives, but we're gonna get into that later as well. I get home, I'm fucking, not to be nasty, but I'm throwing up badly, man. I'm pretty fucked up, man. And it was at that point that I got out of that bathroom that I woke my wife up. I said, this is the last day that I am drinking alcohol. I told you that yesterday. Get in the car, we're driving out to Venice. I'm getting my marijuana card, and I'm never looking back again. By the grace of God, giving me the strength. That was the very last time I ever dropped alcohol. It was in the month of August. I believe it was August 6th. I will be 6 years sober. The story that I just told you, I hope in some way, shape, or form, shows you that anything is possible. Even when you're counted out and nobody believes in you. When you feel that you can't walk and crawl no more. When you feel like nothing will ever get better in life. That story that I just told you proves to you that life always gets better if you try. Make sure that you show people that love you that you love them. Take the help that people are trying to give you. Acknowledge the people that have tried to help you. I wish I would have taken my own advice many years ago, man. Wish I had this advice when I was younger. I wish I would have taken it when somebody was giving it to me. I wish I would have taken the advice from my wife that I've been with for over 16 years. I wish I would have took that advice from her the very first day that I met her. I wish I would have taken the help that the Wheatley family was trying to show me when they were showing it to me. Your story is a story for a reason. It's played out exactly the way that it needs to be played out. It's written exactly the way it needs to be written out. And God has a plan for you. The struggles that you're going through today will only make you a stronger individual in the long run. I promise you that. I promise you can get through what you're going through. I promise you have the strength, you have the abilities to get through anything you put your mind, body, and soul into. Trust me, I never thought in a million years that I would ever be sitting in front of a camera discussing my life with individuals. I never thought in a million years that I would be hopefully helping somebody, uplifting them, and letting them know that the things that they're going through, that they're not going through it alone. You can do this. I know you can, because I did. And I'm telling you, man, I did not have even an ounce of positivity in my life. Now my whole life is filled with positivity, uplifting. As I leave you guys, I'd like to say thank you. I hope that in some way, shape, or form that my videos are uplifting and helping you. Speaking to the alcoholic, the drug addict, look into the camera, man, look into my eyes, man. You have the ability to overcome anything. There's people that love you. There's people that care about you. There's people that want you to live. I want you to live. I want to hear your story. I want to know why you're going through what you're going through. Again, big ups to all of my sponsors, man. I want to send a huge shout out to my sponsors. Make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button right there at that bottom. And make sure you tell your mommy, your daddy, your uncle, your brother, your cousin, your sister, grandma, grandpa, go do backflips in the middle of the road, knock on people's doors, and come tell them, hey man, you guys need to subscribe to this Kano TV, tune in.